All right, here we are. Here's the old King James 1611 Bible Prophecy Church. And Tom, here your reader. I will be giving you the commentary explaining the prophecy language as we go. In 17 is the chapter here in Revelation. And we're in these vials. And these are some really, really vicious vials. Now we've had our victory. 17. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Now notice that's a whore that sits on many waters, so that's all around the world. I know it has tips of the spear. Rome, tip of the spear. Jerusalem, tip of the spear. There in Turkey, I described that, tip of the spear. So God has his way of sending his church right into the middle of these occult places. They get their chance. If not, they go down with the horror here. Okay. The great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And there came out one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew thee the great judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So we all know the boundaries of that. 2. With whom the kings, plural, of the earth have committed fornication. So that's occultism, folks, and all that's involved in the occult doctrines. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So there is a spell over the public. And that's with this ram and he-goat. This is one of the great centers there in Iran for occultism. And Iraq also. And it's going to be used to deceive everybody into this peace agreement. It's coming, folks. They're going to make war first. Then they'll make peace. All right. So that's all described there in the ram and the he-goat. We will be getting to that in detail. So there's your fornication. Fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast with, listen, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, what did I say? It's going to be explained as we go. The Bible always explains itself. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Okay, those are royal colors. And stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. So there is the mystery religion of Babylon going around the world. And remember one thing, that the 13 pieces of Osiris, there's this similitude ritual they go through, and there's all these pieces of Osiris that go around the world. They represent all the religions of the occult in the world, and then the big one is the obelisk. That is the shaft of Baal, that's the monolith. Okay. In 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Okay? All occultism came from there in Iraq, there in Iran, and from there it went all around the world. 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Okay, they've always been against the saints, folks. This religion is a hater of Christianity, period. And they mean business. And they are very dedicated to Satan. All those pieces. of Osiris in their occult ritual that the priest uses to teach people. Okay, 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. See how we're getting it all explained. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Do you realize that? There's people, you can't save them. They're not written in this book. Okay, but what about them? They're going to behold when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Okay, let's explain that. Back in the old days, we had the Antichrist figures. Nimrod is the first one this side of the flood. That's the one they all reverence. That's the one they all reverence, folks. And he is because we have the same bloodlines going. Nero, at this point, and all his minions. They're all relatives because, like I said, they treasure their blood and they breed with fallen angels. So this is the same Antichrist bloodline here that's been around since Nimrod. Right? See? And he is not, okay, and yet is. Because this Antichrist is yet to come, the big one, the big daddy. So there's going to be many Antichrists, but there's going to be one big daddy Antichrist. 9, it says, And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Okay, now this is done in several towns, big towns around the world. One is Rome. They claim to be the city of 7 hills. You see, that's kind of like saying I'm a replica of the throne of God, because in the Bible there's other places in heaven and in hell that have 7 mountains in the spiritual world. But in this is the physical world. So we have Rome, which claims to be the city of seven mountains. Now, remember, this Antichrist is the king of Grecia, and he moves to Jerusalem. So this is entwined there. But yet, Jerusalem says it's the city of 7 hills also. That's right. So here we got the 2 7s, and the final 7 is going to be Jerusalem. But there's another meaning, and that is these kings. Okay? 10, it says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen. Okay, so they've been in the past. There's been a series of these leaders that have come up and tried to establish the vision of being the world dictator. But yet one is. All right? And that one is, like I said, the Nero bloodline, that turned into the Habsburgs. As they go along in time, they change their names when it suits them. And the other is not yet come, okay? And that's this Antichrist we're talking about. When he cometh, he must continue a short space. And that's that 7 years or 42 months, whichever you want to take. He sets his seat in there in Jerusalem for 42 months. That's just the way it is. That's the real Bible. 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. See, he's of the 7. And that is those bloodlines, those families that are described all through the Bible. These heathenistic people that believe in inbreeding and breeding with fallen angels, and they've set up the mystery school of Babylon. They set up all the Darwinism for all the stupid people. They've set up religions of all types to keep people chasing their tail, literally. He's of that. And that's also described there in Daniel. This estate that keeps trying to establish the vision of world government with one dictator of the world. Okay, now get this. Now I talk about the 10 multinational corporations all the time, and I talk about the 10 kings. It comes right out of the Club of Rome. They announced it back in 1952 on the great holiday of the Feast of the Beast. The Feast of the Beast. And we'll talk about that later on. But here in 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet. See, back in that day, they weren't established yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So a very short time, when you see these 10 multinational corporations, and they are here, that the Antichrist is here too, and he is here. And what about all the power of the world here? All the money of the world? 13. Notice that number 13. What'd we say? Babylonian. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And that's giving it to the Antichrist. But listen to this. Here we come, folks. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. So there we go. I'm telling you, he's coming back conquering. They're making war against the Lamb. He comes back on the charger. Back in the earlier chapter when we started all this. 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. See, that's everywhere, folks. There is no good country, and there ain't none any worse. They're all involved here. 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. And that's going on. The 10 unseen merchant kings hate their creation. They hate mankind. They believe that destroying the earth would really be living. I'm telling you, this is what's in these Satanists' heart. They write about it. They talk about it. 17, for God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. So who's in control? Jesus Christ and the Father and the Holy Ghost are in control here. 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And that is Mystery Babylon explained here, folks. And we're going to go on with more of it here. More explanation so that we will know the rest of our Bible where all this is talked about. We'll know exactly what's being said.